The following is a presentation of BiGGs Media Services.
You'll hit it squarer, sweeter, straighter, and longer. I love the look of them, and with the extra width, they're the most comfortable golf shoes I've ever worn. They're called squares, and once you've played a round in them, you won't want to play another round in anything else. These completely new performance golf shoes will improve your stability and balance. And it's been proven in science. Balance equals power. There you go. To feel good and play my best, I wear squares. Now you can wear them too. Just go to getsquares.com to find out more. That's getsquares.com.
Are you ready? Time to play the game!
BiGGs Golf Talk for golfers.
You want to hear a nice golf joke? Yeah, I should have showed up and watched me play yesterday. I should be put on Shank Galore or something like that. A team named that. Scramblers. That's it. Scramblers, that's a team I should be on, because I was scrambling for my ball.
There's a golf shot. That's a golf shot.
Hey, when am I going to get the caddy?
The bag is bigger than you.
So?
That white one?
Yeah?
That's the one you're carrying.
Oh, man, that thing's a boat anchor.
I haven't had golf anything since high school.
No, that's you, not me. Yeah. She likes to enjoy a beverage herself. Is that what you're trying to say?
I might be distracted. That's another story.
Golf course and equipment reviews, golf news, guests, and lots of golf humor. When you need to drive for show,
Are you ready?
for BiGGs Golf Talk.
I'm special.
Yes, you are, with a helmet.
So I got that going for me, which is nice.
It is showtime, baby. Here we go.
BiGGs Golf Talk is presented by the U.S. Golf Challenge with Tito's Handmade Vodka. You need to be 21 years of age to enjoy a great Tito's beverage, and friends don't let friends drive drunk. Qualify for the King's Cup by participating in a 2021 national qualifier. Hopefully that'll get kicked off with no problem. And later on, we got some news regarding the U.S. Golf Challenge as we open up the show. BGT also sponsored in part by ShotScope. Data is power. OnCore Golf. Photo ball marker. McNally 22. Ready putt. Never putt with a dirty ball. Zalise CBD for golfers. Scorpion 21. Feel the sting. The Distance Shoes. Squares Shoes. Proof, not promise. UFO Tour Golf. Oh, you got to check out the new Folds of Honor golf bags that the UFO Tour Golf produced for American Dunes out there in Michigan. Golfknickers.com. Wear the game the way it was meant to be played in golf knickers. And Caddy Daddy, the Claw Glove. Get a grip on your game today. Connect with BGT on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Golf Ball. Subscribe to us on YouTube and iTunes. We're available in the Google Music Store, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Amazon Music now. So check us out on Amazon Music and all your smart home devices. Not to mention all your other podcast platforms or apps that you use. You can find BiGGs Golf Talk. Our website is BiggsGolfTalk.net or BiggsGolfTalk.com. I am Big John Quick. He is the golf father, Bill Quabus. She is the golf diva, Amanda Robertson. Good morning, boys and girls. How's everybody doing this morning?
Good morning. Amanda's sleeping. I see you, Amanda. You weren't prepared. I saw you. I was watching you. I was waiting for you to use your words, and you didn't use your words, so I had to jump in. I had to save you. Save the show.
Right.
Amanda's a tough-working chick now.
I know, man. She's directing traffic, telling people with rocks where to go. I'm telling you, man. She's like the Jackie of all trades. We can't say Jack of all trades because that's not political. She's the Jackie of all trades.
Man, I got a question for you. Is there ever any time that a pro can turn themselves back to amateur?
Yeah, there's a process for that. It's very difficult to get your amateur status back, and it requires you proving that you've, not played any competitive. There's a time frame that you have to go through, and basically saying that you haven't played and you want to establish a handicap. It's a long process, but it can be done.
It's funny he asked. He didn't even ask me that question. I when we did Play Famously, we actually were pros, considered pros, and had a right after the tournament to become amateurs again. They made us go through the whole process because we got the golf bags, the sponsorship, and all the other stuff. They made it out as if we were pros, even though we weren't pros, because they did everything that they did for us. And then we had a request to become amateurs again. They didn't give us a hard time like they would with you guys because we weren't making. I didn't make no money. I got a golf bag, a couple shirts.
Yeah, so cash is it's $600 up to $600 in gift card.
Yep.
And then after that, you have to claim money. So I could enter a pro tournament and be pro, but not make the cut and not make money. And technically, I haven't turned pro until I collect that first paycheck. Or you've been given money over, even if it's in gift card form, you cannot receive, like you said, more than $600 in stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, they gave us more than $600 in stuff and the travel and everything else, putting us up. And
big time.
Yeah, man.
Well, there's a reason why I asked Amanda the Golf Diva Robertson, because you're already an amateur, so it's like, there's no question about it. What I'm about to talk about.
But you're always saying that she's better looking.
She is better looking.
I'm just saying that's a falsehood.
She is a diva. You, on the other hand, you're you.
Ouch. If I had feelings, that would
feel
hurt.
The burn.
No, I don't feel no burn. I don't have no feelings anymore.
But Amanda, how about this? The United States Golf Challenge and the AmateurGolf.com companies announced today that AmateurGolf.com highly successful two-man links and father and son championship tournament held annually at Bandon Dunes Resort will become an official USGC national qualifier beginning in 2021. This is the 18th annual tournament being played April 22nd through the 26th. Will be a part of a nationwide series of qualifying events leading to the 2021 USGC National Championship. The two-man links and father-son championship offers 4 divisions: championship, seniors championship, net, father and son. 30% of the best ball fields qualify for the USGC National Championship, with the winning teams earning a free entry into the USGC National Championship. The International Kings Cup is a team match event played in honor of golf's greatest ambassador, Mr. Arnold Palmer, whose honesty, integrity, sportsmanship, and commitment to excellence represent the ideals for which the game is known for. But AmateurGolf.com joining up with the USGC to bring up a national qualifier. And you know what? Now, as of right now, the 2021 International Kings Cup is set to be played in Ireland. So how would you like to make Team USA and go to Ireland for free?
I would.
Yeah, that's not a bad deal.
And it's free. It's like $10,000 to get there. They pay for everything.
I know, it's aggressive. Yeah, but that's what a cool
experience.
thing. I'm a little worried with COVID. I read an article the other day that said that international travel will not return to normal until 2024.
Wow. Whoa.
That would be
I
just
read
something.
an article that it predicted that it will not that it won't start to go back.
Mm-hmm.
It just will not return to the norm of how much travel is going back and forth until 2024. That's how big of a repercussion.
Well, probably it's going to get some strict restrictions as well, too, is when you come back into the United States. There's a lot, probably some medical processes that will have to be followed and all that stuff. And yeah, I mean, I could see it be 2024 before it gets back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I could see that. I don't want it to happen, but yeah, I think you're right. I don't think that far out, but 2021, 2022, somewhere around there. I mean,
there's going to be some strict guidelines for sure. But yeah, Ireland, what a cool trip.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be awesome. And you know what? Even better, there's 2 guys that I know that could possibly be there. So, yeah. I'm not going to jinx it, but there's 2 guys.
And then I'm going to be a stowaway for the first time ever.
I think I could fit you in my golf bag.
I think so.
I think so, too. I mean,
it might be a long trip, but it will be worth it.
Absolutely.
I think Billy's calling you a midget.
No, I didn't. You see what I'm saying? You see how he twists my words? I try to show you love and take you with us. He's like, oh, you're a midget. I never said she's a midget. I never said such a thing.
I think you need a longer golf bag.
I'm not talking to him anymore.
Because you don't want to fold up those legs or anything like that into a small bag.
No, I don't want to be for that long of a trip.
No.
But,
Yeah.
to get to Ireland.
I'm trying to think of our co-host here, and you just want to pack her up like a compact size.
I'm not even going to say nothing. I'm not going to bring up the fact that you continually tell me that she is the best looking traffic control girl in construction in the world.
That's what I heard on social media. Well, whatever's on social media must be true.
Yeah, especially when you put it there. So yeah, I'm sure it is true.
I did not put such a thing there.
Yes,
so
she did.
I just read it on her profile.
Oh, she posted it.
Well, not on her profile, but some other people have posted it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I can live with that.
So, Amanda, how was your week? I know you've been busy working and all that stuff and telling truckers off and all that. And
got to put them in their place. I'm the only female out there, and so I keep them off guard. But no, things are going well. It's given me enough time to kind of work construction by day. I do backswing work in the later afternoon. Then at night I go hit balls or work out. So it's been really good. It's a lot, but it's worth it, and it's helping family out. So.
Now, next Saturday, we will be live from Santa Ana, so Amanda will have the next week off, and we will be
Maybe
live.
we shouldn't give her. Maybe we should just make her work on it by herself.
I'm sure they want to listen to me for 2 hours.
Maybe they won't. But I think maybe we should make her turn in her segment. That's what she should do.
Well, we could have her do her segment, yeah.
Yeah, we should make her do her segment. That's
there
what
you
she
go.
Do. Yeah.
We'd have you record your segment and send it in to us.
Yeah.
Of course.
Make it an extra double long.
But
segment.
So next week, instead of being on our normal time, we will be on from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Central Time. So typically we are on from 9 to 11 Central. So, but we will be on 8 to 10 Central Time. On
Central Time, 8
Native
to 10.
Radio and on Spreaker and iHeartRadio.
We will remind you.
Yes. All right, we have a great show today, and coming up next is On Par with Amanda. We are back to normal, Bill the Golffather Quavers.
We are normal? We were ever... What do you mean? Were we ever normal? Normal? Even she looked at you like you were crazy when you said that. We're not normal.
All right, we're getting back.
Let's go back to your world.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I can live with that. We're getting back to alleged normal.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. More coming your way, and coming up next is On Par with Amanda right here on BiGGs Golf Talk. We'll be right back right after this.
Hey, this is Boxer Shorts, and I've got some big news. BiGGs Golf Talk is now on iHeartRadio. You can download their app for free or go to iHeart.com and search for BiGGs Golf Talk. And make sure while you're there that you favorite us so that you'll know when we're on. Join all the other millions of listeners on iHeartRadio and listen to BiGGs Golf Talk. We're the best. Right.
The United States Golf Challenge, sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka, is searching for the country's best two-player teams to compete against International Field in the 54-hole Ryder Cup style event, known as the International Kings Cup, played in honor of golf's greatest ambassador, Mr. Arnold Palmer.
The 6th annual edition of the International Kings Cup will be contested in May 2021 at the Glasson Golf Club in Ireland.
The road to the Kings Cup begins with a national qualifier. Two-player teams compete in an 18-hole qualifier playing best ball using net scoring. The top 30% and ties at each qualifier will be invited to the USGC National Championship. Winning teams at national qualifiers have a chance to receive a free $950 team entry into the event.
With an open and a senior division, each having 4 flights, teams of all skill levels will compete for a spot on Team USA. The winning team from each flight at the United States Golf Challenge National Championship will be crowned and win the expense-paid trip to the Glasson Golf Club in Athlone, Ireland, as part of Team USA.
Do you have what it takes? For more information, the website is usgolfchallenge.com for all the details. That's usgolfchallenge.com.
This is a commercial for golfers. Take the next step to improving your game with ShotScope and discover your strengths and weaknesses. Analyze statistics on your clubs, tee shots, approaches, short game, and putting. ShotScope V2 is the golf watch that combines GPS distances with automatic performance tracking. Once you have it, you won't want to play around without it. Check out ShotScope.com to take your game to the next level.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to On Par with Amanda. It is great to have another weekend show, and it's just been nonstop. Now that we're finally seeing COVID kind of lift here and there, backswing is up and rolling and doing some golf. It always makes the heart happy. This week, Mr. Bill, the Golf Father Cuevas, he is on with me to help me out with my segment. Hi, Bill.
Yes, but I got a suggestion. Maybe we can call it Birdies with Billy.
Oh, geez.
I like that. Who wants a par when you could have birdies?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it's a thought, a little thought. Okay, we'll give you back your show.
You have to actually make what you claim. So when you start making birdies, then you get to have that.
You got jokes. Okay, no problem. I know you want to hurt my feelings. It's okay. I'm getting used to this. Everybody wants to hurt Billy's feelings. Okay.
Everybody.
Remember, I got a pencil. I can write anything I want in there.
Right.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's get with your segment, Amanda on Par.
My segment.
Yes.
I want to talk about the Ladies European Tour. So as we all know, COVID put a wrench in a lot of the events that were supposed to take place in March due to the pandemic. But we are now confirmed that November 12th through the 15th and November 17th through the 19th are two huge events and marking a first time in Saudi Arabia. And this is a huge milestone. For those of you that don't know, maybe all of your, worldly affairs, Saudi Arabia is a really difficult place. It's still one of the roughest places for segregated between men and women. And so there's a lot of things going on in their world. And some of the things are starting to change and reform, and they're getting a little more progressive. With something as simple as an entrance to a restaurant, women and families had to take a separate entrance than the men. These are things that I knew that they were going on, but I guess you just don't really think that they're actually happening. But on the front of being progressive, this is a $1.5 million golf week. So they're putting the first event is going to be $1 million, and it is the Ladies International. And then there is the Saudi Ladies Team International, and that's going to be a $500,000 purse. Bill, what are your thoughts on taking golf to Saudi Arabia?
I think it's great. It shows that they are changing. The ways are going. We take for granted here in America, all this stuff with, equal rights. We don't even call women's tees like we used to in the past, women's tees. That's a thing in the past because it's not right. It's something that, it took a long time. It's the forward tee. And we're even getting away from that. We're getting away from the forward tee. We're getting just color tees, and I think it's a lot better, for the game and everything else. But in other countries, for some other strange reason, women don't have what they have here. And to see it going there and the amount of money that they have the potential to win there for the purse is huge. I think it's a huge step in the right direction. And I'm sure the ladies that are going to go out there and represent, the LPGA and the golf course and everything, that they're going to be playing. And of course, I'm pretty sure they're going to have some kind of guidelines and rules. Basically everywhere you go, how they're going to have to behave, where they can go, where they can't go. So, they still, I think it's the right step in the right direction, but I think, still with caution, what's going to happen and how make sure the event goes off without a glitch.
Right. And that's the thing. So the men, for those of you that aren't aware, the men's event that happened there, it was the inaugural Saudi men's tournament in 2019. A lot of the players drew a lot of criticism for committing to play and receiving an appearance fee from the government for showing up. So it was as we talked about, the drama, and we talked about Phil going over there, there was a lot of wake happening in the country. And so it made it tough. And there was a lot of, just kind of commotion at
Would
the time.
you turn away $1 million to go golf even if you lost?
Right. Exactly.
And the thing is, wasn't that part of another golf league that they were going to try and start?
Right.
Remember when they were going to take the top 40 or 50, and they wanted to start like a $30 million prize and stuff like that, and then COVID hit and put a big damper in that. But that gives you, it's good that you brought that up, because these guys, some of them were getting upwards of $1 million just to go there and play, and the women, the whole entire field has to split $1 million.
Well, and here's the thing. So Amy Bolden of Wales, she just won the Swiss Open on the LET, and she talked about it, and she's planning on competing in both events, and she just said this type of commitment to women's golf is a really amazing thing for this time. And so she's a big believer that the women really should take support in this and rally together and commit to playing in these events, because it is a huge turning point for, I think, women's golf, and just being committed and showing up and, supporting. I can see why some might be hesitant. Sure, it's not the most progressive country in the world, and as a female, and it not being the most progressive, it's a little scary when you're in another country at someone else's beck and call. I think about that a lot. A lot of things can happen. And so, yes, you're there to play golf, but that doesn't mean, something can't happen, or you're stuck there, and with the quarantine.
And that's what I'm wondering with the quarantine and everything. How is that going to affect everything? Because, you got all the major sports here where they put basically like a bubble. They're playing in bubbles, and they're not allowed to go anywhere with anything else. Now you have people going from everywhere. The people from America are going to be able to go over there and not have the travel restrictions coming back home. So there's a lot of things. What's going to happen when these people start leaving to go compete, and it's time to come home? So,
well, I will say, Bolden was all about playing there, but you do have women. So Megan McLaren, she's a 2-time winner on the LET. She told the Telegraph back in January she would not tee it up in Saudi Arabia due to concerns over the country's sports washing, its human rights record. She says, I've decided not to play based on what I think sport is being used to do in Saudi Arabia. It's far more complicated than any one individual, so it's just a personal decision and not something I would push on to anyone else. But based on the research of organizations like Amnesty International, I couldn't be comfortable with being a part of the process. And she said, we take for granted a lot of the choices and freedom we have available to us here, but I try to make my decisions based on who I am as a person and not just a golfer. So it is a big tournament for all of them. And, but her thing is it's more than just golf. So I think we're going to see kind of the field split. You're going to get a lot of players that take her side and feel, there is a part of Saudi Arabia using golf in a certain way, not just because, oh, wow, the women's tour is coming here, like maybe, parts of Europe do and things like that. But then you're going to get the other people that think it's a really good push forward.
I think,
for
yeah.
golf.
And that's just where you sit. If, we could have that position that she has, and she's entitled to have that position that she doesn't have to participate. And that's because we can do that here. We have that ability where we're at to not do that. But in the end, you have to go and do what your heart tells you. And I think them opening up and doing that, is a step in the right direction. What better place to voice your concerns and your feelings than actually being part of that field? You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
so
totally
I think
agree.
I think she would have and then say she did compete and she won. Now she has everybody listening to her. You know what I mean?
No, I agree.
I just everybody has a different platform. Yeah, I think she decided to opt out, but maybe the person that wins will have something to say. You know what I mean?
So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if there's a huge commitment to these events and if they're successful. I mean, obviously for golf itself, I hope they are successful. But I understand the concern.
Yeah.
So, basically, there are 5 events left for 2020, including the Lacoste Ladies Open in France, Omega Dubai Moonlight Classic.
Mm-hmm.
There is one in España, and then there is the 2 events in Saudi Arabia. So there's a wide spread of international travel for the next 5 events. And I couldn't be happier to see this happening for the Women's Tour and the LET Tour at that. So it'll be interesting to see.
It is. I think they need it. You know, some of the people, this is how they truly make their living. You know what I mean? And they need that. When you have that size of a purse, you would hope that not only will the best go out, but everybody will go out. You know what I mean? Because just because you're best doesn't mean you're going to win. Somebody can come up from the dark side and boom, out of nowhere, shoot the best 3-4 rounds of their life and win it all. 100%. You know, so and then they're elevated to superstar status because they won in their field. So I like to see the best out there, and I'm looking forward to it because I love women's golf, and I don't want to see anything on a negative impact happen to it. And I'm going to hope that this is a step in the right direction for the country itself.
I hope so too, and the girls know what kind of country they're going into, and that you do have to keep your guard up and pay attention, and you are in someone else's country.
And
so,
I believe that they're going to be well protected. I don't think the government or anybody else is going to allow anything to go wrong.
To happen.
They're not going to want any tarnish on anything during this event.
Agreed.
Yes.
I definitely agree. Well, you've heard it from Bill, the golf father himself, right here on Par with Amanda. Thanks always for your input. We love it.
I love being on
with that said, everyone, I hope everyone is enjoying their weekend, and we will catch you next time on Par with Amanda. Make sure to write in, DM me on Instagram at arobertsongolf, or write into the show, guys, bigsgolftalk@gmail.com. We want to hear your stories and share your love. Until next week, keep swinging for par.
Having a corporate or charity golf event? Backswing Golf Events can supply your tournament with personable, professional golfers to entertain and fundraise on the golf course. They can accommodate any size group, whether it be 3 players to 500. They are your team. From range lessons, Beat the Pro, and Pro-Am style roaming, they're making lasting memories one swing at a time. So make sure to check out backswinggolfevents.com or call us direct at 661-316-3093 and book your pros now.
In the folded flag, we see the heavy price of freedom. Nearly 9 out of 10 dependents of America's fallen and disabled soldiers do not qualify for federal scholarship assistance. The Folds of Honor closes that gap, already providing over 10,000 scholarships. Join us in this noble mission. Donate today at foldsofhonor.org. This is your call to duty.
Golf is a dirty game. It's time to clean it up with Ready Pot, the only putter cover with a built-in ball cleaner and magnetic surface. Clean balls roll accurately, meaning you make more putts. Sink more, swear less. Clean up your game with Ready Pot.
Hey there, BGT Nation. Big's Golf Talk is available on iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Amazon Music. Back to the BGT crew with Amanda Robertson, Big John Quick, and the Golf Father.
Welcome back to Big's Golf Talk right here on Native Family Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Amazon Music. Big John Quick along with the Golf Father, Bill Cuevas, and the Golf Diva, Amanda Robertson. And this segment is sponsored by GolfKnickers.com, where the game the way it was meant to be played at GolfKnickers.com. And Amanda, we got to get you some golf knickers.
That would be great.
Would you wear them?
Oh, heck yeah. I'd wear them. I'd rock them. We just got to get ones that fit me.
Yeah, that's right.
That's it.
Well, they have the extra small.
I can't look like I'm wearing a parachute. They got to be like somewhat tapered.
No, I think they'll fit you well.
Later on, we're going to be talking with a golf ball company, and one of the things that we're going to talk to them about is this surge in people taking up the game of golf, and retail of golf equipment has just skyrocketed out of the roof. U.S. retail equipment sales for August 2020 up nearly 32% over August of 2019, with $331 million in August sales, mark all-time high in August, previous record month in 2006. And on the heels of the U.S. Open's second major of 2020, Golf Data Tech LLC, the golf industry's leading independent market research firm for retail sales, consumer, and trade trends, has announced that U.S. retail golf equipment sales for August 2020 were up 32% over the same period in 2019, exceeding the previous all-time high back in August of 2006 by 15%. In total, U.S. golf retail equipment sales for August 2020 were $331 million, as I mentioned earlier, compared to August 2019, which was only at $251 million, and the previous record of the year of 2006 was $287. Additionally, 5 equipment categories set all-time records for August: balls, irons, wedges, bags, and gloves. You know, it seems to me, Amanda, the golf diva Robertson, there's people taking up golf for the natural social distancing aspect.
I agree. I think a lot of people have, whether I'm a believer, no matter how you get to the game, I'm happy you're at the game. But yes, I think a lot of the push came from it being one of the only things you can do, and social distance and be outside and still hang with people. And I mean, it kind of encompasses all the things that nothing else will let you do. So, just being outside, people are tired of being home. People want to get some physical activity. So,
golf bags were the best performing equipment category in August, up 55% versus August of 2019, while year-to-date bag sales are up 5%. Bill the Golffather Cuevas, seems to me that people are, we already know the records that it's breaking as far as golf fittings go, but seems like everybody wants a golf bag now.
And we saw it because one of our sponsors was feeling it. I mean, from every aspect, UFO Tour bags, they were feeling it. They had bags ordered and they were coming and they were gone and gone and gone. They're flying off the shelves. We saw some beautiful bags that we talked about earlier for American Dunes. I mean, they're exploding. I mean, we have a lot of new golfers coming out here. Everybody that said, golf was at its demise and losing its luster for the new crowds and the new kids and everything. COVID, if it did anything, it just propelled golf.
Amanda, it seems to me that also while brick and mortar companies are shut down due to COVID, seems like the online sales are just surging.
Online has been nuts. I've noticed that a lot of things that I get online to look or maybe want to look into purchasing are sold out there. And the problem is not only that everyone's buying it up, they're not making as much because a lot of it comes from overseas. And so
manufacturing is down. Yeah.
Yeah. So inventory's down and people are wanting it. So demand is high, and that is a deadly combination.
Bill, how many times have we reached out to several companies to come on the show and told us, they're on furlough right now, and nobody's in manufacturing or in the factories making these things, and what they have in stock is what they have in stock.
Yeah, because I guess some of the proponents that make up the bags in different parts of everything, whether it be equipment side or whatever, they're missing it. They're missing a couple factories that aren't, so they're all on standby. They have no choice because they can't finish the products.
When the PGA Tour shut down the Players' Championship in March as the COVID-19 pandemic began to sweep the globe, nobody knew when fans would return to watch golf at the highest level. Well, it's safe to say, though, that nobody had the Bermuda Championship in late October as the target date. And it appears Bill the Golffather Cuevas and Golf Diva that the 2020 Bermuda Championship to serve as the first PGA Tour event that will be allowing fans amid COVID-19 pandemic.
Do you think that can change?
I think this is the start of something. I think all eyes will be on a Bermuda Championship on how they handle things.
I agree. Yeah. But the thing is, like the places that weren't being hit before and didn't have a big impact, like say Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, when we left, they didn't have a big impact. They shut down the country, didn't have a big impact. They opened it up for minimal travel, and now they're suffering right now.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that scares me. The places that were really kept well and off the grid, all these small places, and you heard even with Mackinac Island, they had virtually nothing. But when they opened up, then they start getting the cases. Then you got to be careful. You got to be mindful of what's going on. So you got, like, Mackinac is doing a beautiful job of what they do for, to social distance and everything else. When you have these things, you're going to have a lot more alcohol on the street. What are they going to do to keep these people apart? How do you keep them apart?
Amanda, what in your opinion, what do you think the Bermuda Championship and the PGA Tour have to do for the championship to be safe?
I think it's going to be really challenging because unlike other sporting events where you have a chair and a designated seat, when you have people free roaming around, that makes it very difficult to make social distancing happening. At least like at a baseball stadium, you don't sell out all your seats and you space them every 5 seats, or you have some control. And with golf, you don't have very much control. I don't like that. But I also think that just like back when we said, remember when they were going to bring back the first PGA Tour event, and we said they're going to use this and watch them like a hawk. They're going to get a ton of lashback. So it definitely is going to be challenging, I think, in the long run. But it could be a really negative thing for this golf tournament, even though it's the PGA Tour and it's not just this event.
But have you noticed since when they made all that criticism when they opened up golf for the PGA Tour? Oh, social distance. Oh, look at him. They're touching each other. Have you've watched their matches? People are still high-fiving each other. People are touching each other. People are hugging. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be interesting when you go to a smaller place. How do you confine that?
It might cause an issue. What's sad is the tournament is going to get a bad rap, even when it's not the tournament's fault per se. No. So that's my only concern, where I don't know that I want to volunteer to be the first event to happen. Keep on rolling. Let the next one happen.
Do they have an announcement of the field? Do they have a full field? Do they have all the
3 players.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to play 4 holes apart, and they're going to have a watch spot or a counter.
There you go. I mean, whatever works for it, but it's going to be interesting. I'm sure everybody's going to have their eyes on it to see how it plays out for the guys in traveling. And I'm sure they're going to have a few guys that are all going to go together on a private plane and try to keep contact with the outside at a minimum.
Well, this is a statement from what's happening out there. The PGA Tour and the Bermuda government have jointly granted permission for a limited number of general admission spectators per day for the second annual event at Port Royal Golf Course in the Southampton, October 26th through November 1st. The daily allowance, whose number will be determined under the island's public gathering regulations, follows a review by Bermuda's health authorities and means Bermuda residents as well as visitors will be able to attend the event in person. What does that number look like? It doesn't.
They don't even tell you. Yeah. So what's the state? I've seen the course. I've been to Bermuda. It's a beautiful place out there, but I mean, maybe they can. Maybe because they don't have the ships going in and out like they normally would, because that's how I went to via cruise. But the island itself, I mean, it's a great place. So I'm interested. I'll be watching. I want to see how the fans are, how they interact, and have spectators from outside the country. You know what I mean? Or is it just going to be the people from inside the country that are going to come watch?
Yeah, it would be interesting. And, speaking of interesting, the 2020 Masters will take place just after the Bermuda Championship in November and will not permit patrons to attend. So they have no thinking of they're going to change their plans or anything like that. There will be no patrons at the Masters in 2020.
And that speaks volume of what they're thinking as opposed to what's going on in Bermuda. Bermuda might be safe. We don't know. My only thing is with as many people traveling there, we just know. We can't tell. Not everybody's diligent on what they're doing. Not everybody really cares. You still see people. We've seen the people in the airports that don't want to wear a mask. They won't. They just keep walking around. They put it down. Somebody told them put it up. They take it right back down as soon as they walk away. So you can't micromanage everybody, and some people just don't care. So I'm hoping for the best. Let's hope that nothing happens. It's a great event, and they start opening up around the country.
Thinking of Scotty Cameron. What's the most expensive or what's the most money let's go to the Golf Diva. What's the most money you spent on a putter?
Me personally, honestly, I've spent 300, 350 maybe.
Bill,
in the hundreds.
Yeah, Bill. What would be the most money? Let's say money is not an object. What would be the most money you spent on a putter?
Well, I have a putter that's probably custom right now for me. That retail value is probably about $1,000.
Right.
Yeah, which I get that, especially people that are really into putters.
And custom fit to your specifications.
Sure.
Everything's custom. The head's custom. Everything's custom. Shafts, everything. Then maybe $1,000 tops. If I'm paying for it. More than that, I'm not paying more than that. You know what I mean?
Over the last couple of tournaments of the PGA Tour that Tiger Woods has participated in, the story of his green game, his putting game, has been his putter, changing his putter over on how he's trying to get used to the new putter that he has. Well, Tiger Woods' putter is amongst the most valuable golf clubs in the history of the sport, and you could have owned it, sort of, for $160,000. A backup Tiger putter from 2001 recently sold for just under $155,000 at an auction that started at $1,000 and included 55 bids.
And that was a backup putter.
That's a backup
like
putter. That doesn't mean he played with
that
it.
That wasn't a gamer.
He might have practiced with it. But let's put perspective on that.
Yeah, let's put perspective.
At $150,000 for a putter.
I could have my G-Wagon.
You know what I mean? and you know what? That's somebody's house.
Seriously, that's
depending
so
on
much.
where you live, that can be someone's home. You know what I mean? So I think it's an astronomical amount for a putter. I love Tiger, but unless if he was gifting it to me, I would never. Even if I had the money, I wouldn't pay for it. I wouldn't do it. I couldn't find myself. With so much going on in the world, I couldn't do it.
When he made his transition to the putter that, and he's getting used to it, like that's when you have to, because you said the one that sold was back from 2013.
Yeah, it's the old Titleist red dot. So the Titleist was on the back of it. It's that red dot putter that he had. And it was probably a backup sticking around just to captain of his other putter or whatever the case might be.
That's what I was going to say. I've always kept, like, if I change putters, even after I'm confident with the new putter, I always keep the other putter that came before it for a pretty darn good while, because I want to make sure that not after 5 months I'm like, this isn't working, this isn't my thing. So
can I just go on the record and say this guy had too much money?
Yes. Or this person.
We're criticizing Tiger selling this putter for this much.
No, I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say this was a dude. There ain't no chick in this world that's going to spend $100,000 on a putter.
$150,000.
They're more smart than that about their money.
Oh, so you're trying to say men are dumb?
Oh, we are stupid when it comes to money and our toys.
I wouldn't.
Am I right, Amanda?
You are right.
I don't like your attitude, Amanda.
Right.
I just call it like it is.
Turn off both your mics. I'm finishing this show by myself. I'm doing this segment by myself. You both out of order.
We have our things too, but yes.
Now, when it comes to shoes, hair, nails,
handbags,
yes. Now that's a different story.
Well, and I will say some of my guy friends that
they have handbags.
No, but that's a different set of friends. But no, I think a lot of my guy friends that I have, they spend a lot of money on, as you put it, golf toys. Like they just. The
latest, the greatest, and you have to have it every year.
We had a guy like that in our group.
And then they still go out and shoot 85, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, some of the guys that we have in our group, they get.
I know a guy that leftovers. Just said he had a Rogue, a Callaway Rogue driver, and the Maverick came out. He goes, I'm going to get extra distance now. I'm going to go out and get the Maverick.
But
it's like he just had a Rogue. It's not going to be anything different from the Rogue.
You're not gaining 20 yards.
But everybody wants that thing when they see that thing on their back. Like when I get a new driver or anything, I don't use that head cover. I take it off. I take it off and use my own head cover. One, because if somebody drives by and says, "Oh my God, look at that new Big Bertha driver," and then they snatch it, now they have the head cover and everything else. So what I do, I take off that and I put the rinky-dinkiest head cover I humanly possible can, because you just don't know. I don't want nobody to know what I have.
Right.
I just keep it in the bag. I don't care. I think you do the same thing.
I do. Yeah.
You don't have the head covers.
No, my
on
driver
it.
head covers.
Yeah.
No, I don't even have their. The manufacturers. I got a bunch of manufacturers. By the way, if anybody needs a Tour Edge, a Callaway, a Cobra head cover, I got them all.
Because you just take them off.
Yeah.
You just take them off and put them on the side.
For my Folds of Honor bag, I put the Folds of Honor head cover on. For the rest of my bags, I use my Pug head cover from
Daphne's head covers. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No. So definitely, and even the putter cover. The putter covers we use in ready putts.
Yep.
So yeah, we don't want people to know what you got. I mean, I wouldn't broadcast it. We have friends that you see their bag and it keeps changing, and you're like, really? Didn't you just have this one? Yeah, I got fit for this now. I got fit for that. I don't know how, and their game doesn't ever change. They still stink, but if they want to buy it, good for them.
All right, especially stinking in here. We're going to head into our next break here, and Amanda, she wants to get out of the stinky studio, so she's going to head out, and she's going to do her thing for the rest of the weekend. Amanda, have a great weekend, and next week we're going to be live from Santa Ana Golf Course for the Folds of Honor New Mexico 5th Annual Patriot Shootout. Amanda, go ahead and shoot us your segment. We'll make sure we play it during our live show out there, and we'll talk to you the week after.
But maybe if you're too busy, maybe we'll give you the week off. Maybe. I'll let you know how I feel. I'll let you know. I'm going to use my boss powers, even though we each get a vote. I'm going to use my boss powers to overrule both your powers.
We need to vote, and I'm still going to.
Okay.
All right, let's make the turn here on Big's Golf Talk. Head into hour number 2. We'll be right back right after this. A golf ball that performs for you. The OnCore Avant 55, hot off the tee, a formulated core that delivers more energy and utilizes soft cell technology to achieve ultra-low 55 compression. This blend of innovation and simplicity provides more distance and greater feel. The caliber, maximum accuracy. A patent hollowed metal core creates significant rifle spin while reducing side spin, allowing the ball to travel along a straighter trajectory. The OnCore Elixir Tour Ball, hot list winner. The premium cast urethane cover delivers a soft and pure feel off the club face and gives the Elixir ultimate greenside control, durability, and unmatched putting performance. Be sure to check out their combo packages and sign up for the loyalty program. Gift cards are also available. For more information, their website is www.oncoregolf.com. And be more with OnCore.
Golf Dots is a unique, high-resolution ink transfer to personalize your golf game. Golf balls, golf shoes, clubs, Golf Dots can personalize it for you. Golf Dots conforms to USGA rules and doesn't alter the trajectory of your golf ball. Tour proven on all major tours, Golf Dots is designed and made in America. Many styles to choose from that will fit every golfer's personality. New styles are being released on a regular basis. To order your Golf Dots, visit www.golfdots.com and enter promo code BIGJOHN15. That's Big John, BIGGJON 15 for a discount on your Golf Dots. Golf Dots is available in many golf shops, such as the PGA Tour Superstore. The website for Golf Dots is www.golfdots.com. That is golf.dots.com, or call 847-829-4238. Personalize your golf game today with Golf Dots.
Supersonic as I split the air. I know how far I'm going. hit me on the sweet spot, and I flew away. Oh, you hit me on the sweet spot. Tiger just hit me on the sweet spot. You hit me on the sweet spot, and I flew away.
This is Big's Golf Talk with Big John Vick and Bill the Golf Father Cuevas.
Welcome back to Big's Golf Talk right here on Native Family Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all your Amazon devices, including on Amazon Music. Yes, all you have to do is use that wake word. Right now in the studio, I do have Alexa devices in here, so I don't want to use that wake word. But just use that wake word and tell her to play Big's Golf Talk on Amazon Music, and away you go. So it's always a good thing. The segment is sponsored by Scorpion 21. Feel the sting with Scorpion 21 by visiting scorpion21.com. Big John Quick, along with the Golffather, Bill Cuevas. And Bill, you actually have a special guest here joining us on the Zoom line. Go ahead and do your thing, my brother.
Yes, we have Amanda Soria. Did I say that correctly, I hope?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, no, we belong to In His Grip, and you got Bruce and Julio, and they introduced me to a Terry Collins, and I started listening to her when she had Bruce on the show. So I went and I actually heard about Amanda and her book, Perfect As You Are. And it's about understanding, accepting children with disabilities. And, my one of my twins has autism. And then I was looking more into it and listening to her during her interview. And I figured it was perfect for our show because, we want to encourage everybody. We have a lot of guys, even in His Grip, that have disabilities. They're missing limbs. There's stuff that they're actually, still moving on and pursuing and persevering.
Well, one of our station voices, as a matter of fact, Santi Martinez.
Yes.
He is autistic. Yes.
And that's why when I saw the book, I was like, this book, regardless of what it is something that needs to be told because I think it's a great story. But I think it still fits into golf and life in general, life in period, because golf can get these kids out early. I mean, they got handicap leagues now. They have all kinds of stuff. They got autism leagues. They have stuff that could help. Golf helps people with all kinds of disabilities. So with this book, I think it's perfect for our listeners to hear, especially the ones that have. We just had Shelby Foundation on, who his daughter has. They don't even have a name for what she has. So it's stuff like that we want our listeners to find out more. So I'm going to turn over to Amanda. I want you to give like a general description of your book to our listeners, if you can.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Hi, guys.
Hi, Amanda.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us.
Hi, thank you for having me. So this book that I wrote is basically a story of two young kids that go on an adventure, and they meet 6 new friends along the way, and each new friend has a different disability. So essentially they're learning about different disabilities in the book and how to accept them for who they are, and it kind of also gives an idea of how to interact with each child as well. So the child kind of goes through what they're feeling, and then it goes into, how you can interact with the child. And as the 2 boys go along, their way, they kind of leave each character with a message that God created them perfect and that they have a purpose and that they're perfect just as they are. So that's kind of the premise around the book.
Now, what happened in your life that made you decide that you wanted to write this book? Are you a writer?
So
have you other books?
I'm not a writer of any other books yet. I'm in the process of writing. I have 3 other books in the works right now.
Nice.
This is it was something that just not fell into my lap, but it was something that God just put on my heart. I have a heart for disabilities. My husband and I actually volunteer every year at Tim Tebow's prom at our church. We've been doing it for the last 6 years. And one of my really good friends, one of my really good friends, she's legally blind, and she's a single mother of a 4-year-old, and she was trying to explain to her daughter what it meant for her to not be able to see something, the picture that her daughter drew for her. And it was like breaking my heart that I couldn't help in that moment to, give her some wisdom. And so what I did is I actually went to like Barnes and Noble and started searching for books and just to give her some type of advice. Couldn't find anything. It was really hard for me to find any books on any type of disability. And in that moment, it broke. And I felt God was like telling me like, hey, you have a story. You have something you can, put together. And in that moment, I started realizing, wow, I have another friend whose kid, has Down syndrome. And my other really good friend, her daughter has spina bifida. And I'm realizing God just interweaved all these different people in my life. And which is kind of where I was like, wow, no wonder why I have such a heart.
We have a word for that in our organization. We call it synchronicity.
I love that.
God puts everybody at the right time in the right place, put together, and then they have you and they get to meet you, and then you get to do what you have to do. You come out of nowhere and you decide, you see the cause, and God leaves us all in different paths. And regardless of our path, something that you found heartbreaking, you've turned it into a heartfelt story for so many, and you're expanding on it. And I like when we were just talking, and I was like, I'm thinking that of your 3 books, I don't know if you have a golf story in there along with the disabilities, but I think you need to, because you would be amazed at how many kids. We have the one-handed golfer. He's been around since he was 6 years old. We had one kid that was blind in his eye. He had a rare disease, and he's been golfing with one eye. You have kids missing limbs. I think it'd be a great story because a lot of people don't think that I can't do this, I can't do that, and you're showing the world that yes, you can. You know what I mean, through your books. And when I didn't get to read it all, I got bits and pieces and everything from it because the book's actually at home, and of course I'm on the road doing our shows and stuff. But I think you're along the great lines of what you're doing. So now you're touching on all these different things. Is each character in your book based on one of your friends or anything? Did you kind of do that, or you just?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So every character is based on a real life friend of mine. So a little surprise at the end is when you turn to like one of the last pages is you actually get to see a real life photo of all the kids playing together.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, they're all real kids. So that's what kind of makes this, this book a little bit more special and a little bit more unique. And it also kind of hits home for kids when they're reading it. They get to see, this isn't a made up story. They get to see real faces in the end, and they get to put, faces with the names, the characters. And another little fun part I threw in there was, a photo of each kid at the end and a little snippet about them. So their age, their interests. And
I see a movie.
So
I do. I'm seeing a movie.
It's fun though, when the kids see, oh my gosh, the little boy with Down syndrome, he loves Spider-Man, and so do I. And then they realize, what? We can share common interests with people, with other kids that have with disabilities. So it kind of, hits home there for them, where they realize it's a real kid with real feelings and a heart, and they're just like you and I. They just want to feel loved and accepted. So yeah.
Now you touched on God. We love God on this show. We do a lot within His grip and everything else like that. And we're firm believers that I out of the blue had Bruce not posted that he was going to be on Terry's show, I would have never heard your story. So you were the preview to after, Bruce, and Bruce has impacted our lives with his words, you know what I mean? And even, just within his grip, there's been so many different connections because there's so many different, just like that. And there's a lot of, not all of us, regardless of, we don't all have labels. We all have a little defect in us. I don't believe none of us are perfect. We all have something, we all have a calling. And your calling, you didn't know what your calling was, and you have your calling. I think God does His work in mysterious ways, brings everybody along the paths when they need it the most. You know, so when I saw Bruce, and Bruce, you know, has been growing and growing, then I saw you come into the picture, and I'm like, wow, this thing could be huge. You know, yeah, you have it on Amazon right now, but I think it's going to be bigger than Amazon. I'm not lying when I tell you, I could see a series, you know, like spin-offs from this book, more transforming. What do you have more coming in the future? You said 3 books. Are they running along the same line? Are they running different? You can't share. What's going on?
No, I can definitely share. You know, I definitely do see a series in the future, a spinoff with like each character, just a little bit more in depth. But the ones that I'm working on right now, one of them that's really heavy on my heart is about bullying. My son was getting bullied in school, and so I've been working on this book for like a year. It's a heavy topic, so I definitely have a lot I want to touch on, you know, in the book, but it's also a children's book, so I have to make it, you know, a little lighthearted. Yes. So I've been working on that. And then another one is also just cherishing the moments that we have with our kids. It goes by so quick. So, you know, get off your devices, get off of technology, you know, spend time with the kids. And so that's another one that I'm working on as well.
Yeah, because we get that's the thing that parents do. They don't want to interact with their kids, so they hand them an iPad. They hand them one of those Android machines that says, "Okay, here, play your game. I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm busy." I mean, those busies, next thing you know, your kid's 15, 16, off in high school, and they're moving out, and you're like, "Oh my God, where'd the time go?" The time it went on iPad and on your Android. That's where it went. So I love that idea with the book. Okay, what's the last one you got?
Thank you. The last one is basically just, you know, how would I even explain it? It's basically to, you know, like our feelings, love and, you know, compassion, everything's there, but we can't really see it. And in the end, I kind of want to wrap it up like, you know, that like, same with God, you know, you can't really see that he's there, but he's real and he exists. And it's more of like a deeper book for kids, but kind of just for them to understand at a young age that even though you can't see God, that he is there. And
and that's that's awesome, because like when we do our group, we have a session, you know, every Wednesday night we have a session. We have about 25, 30 guys on from all around the country, and they're all different walks of life. You know, some are doctors, some of them are theologists in religion. So we do these groups, and there's one guy that he is one of the most knowledgeable guys, but his Bible is a 5th grade reader's Bible. Because he says that's the most understandable one. Not that it's difficult, but he believes that the kids need to understand it. And me as a child, I mean, even as a grown-up, Biggs knows, when I went into that group, I felt like a child as a man. As a grown man, I went into a child, you know, because we think, you know, I teach faith formation for last God knows how long. And yet, until I joined this group and started listening to that 5th grade Bible and them opening up my eyes to the smaller things that God has to offer, I didn't even feel it. I didn't even realize it. I've learned so much in these last few months by a younger stage of learning than I have in my adult life. So I think that's a great act you have. And kids need to know that there's God. We're losing that. You know, we're losing
we
it.
Are.
It's difficult because when you go to church, the kids are forced to go. As soon as they finish their sacraments or whatever, they're gone. There's nothing after that. And the thing is, we need to instill it early. And hopefully, you know, a book idea for you, and I won't charge you for it, is family. You know, I'm teaching an adult family class, and the fathers are missing. You know, from every single family that we have, the fathers are missing. And I think with the fathers missing, you know, we need that. We need it. A family is everybody, not just mom and teaching it. I think the dad needs to be involved. I think it'll go a long way for the family values and the kids. So I won't charge you for that idea. If you need an idea, I'm with you.
I love it.
My ideas are free. So, okay, now can you tell us, are you on social media?
I'm on social media, yes.
Tell people where they can find you. Okay.
So my Instagram page is just perfectasyouare_book. So it's pretty easy. Same with Facebook. I do have a Facebook page, and it's at perfectasyouare book. So it's pretty easy Pretty easy. And then on Amazon.
Amazon, they would have to look up Perfect As You Are or punch in your name, Amanda Soria, because we
Yes,
found out
correct.
that there's different links. You said every time you go to search it.
Yes, it does. It pulls up a different link each
Now,
time.
do you-
but
do-
you should be able to find it.
If they went to your web pages, do you have the links there where they could click that one link and it'll take them there, or no?
Yes,
Oh.
on my Instagram page and on my Facebook page. If you click the link, it'll take you directly to Amazon.
Right to the book. All right, so we got Amanda Soria, Perfect As You Are, Understanding Accepting Children with Disabilities. You know you got almost 5 stars, right?
Yeah, I know. Some people weren't happy about the religious content, so.
Well, yeah. We'll share a quick story for you.
I don't know why.
And Biggs knows we because it's our show. When he's been in radio forever. He wasn't allowed to talk about God. We're not allowed to, when you have these shows that you get paid and all that stuff, you're not allowed to cross those boundaries and everything else. But you know what? We decided that we can. We will promote anything that's godly and everything else. People have the choice. They don't have to like it. But if they're going to grade you because you want to use faith, something to believe in, to grow in, then shame on them. You know what I mean? Because if that's the only reason you don't have 5 stars, you deserve 5 stars. You know you're going to get it? You're going to get it in the end from the man up above. It don't matter. Those stars don't mean nothing. We're going to get the word out. I know you had a great interview with Terry Collins and stuff like that on getting your book out. So hopefully we'll have you back on when it's a #1 seller. Because if people, will you allow, I know you did it for Terry. I know maybe we can share it on the side. No, I'm not talking about giving. I'm talking about maybe if they buy it through you, maybe we can post a link later on after this show, and maybe they can go right to you, get an autograph, do those kind of things. I like that idea that you did with Terry.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So after we're off air, if you can send me the information on where they can reach you to get the book, instead of going to Amazon and get it personalized, because that's what I did. I got my son's name personalized in your book, and I think it'd be great. I think it's an added special touch to that. It's going to make a great gift for teachers. It makes a great gift for students, for everybody. And, you got holidays right around the corner. I think it's a great time.
Yep.
So I would love to share that with our listeners and everybody else if you could get me that.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Any closing thoughts on your side?
I just want everybody to know, I guess my heart behind the book is just that people realize that a child with a disability does not mean the child has no ability. It just means that the child has the ability to do things differently. So if we can teach our kids at a young age that, we're made different, and just to learn to love and accept others. At a young age, it's just so important to start those conversations. And whether you use my book as a tool to open up the door, I think it's important to have those conversations with our kids.
Absolutely. It gives me great joy when my son goes and he goes, "Hi, my name's Anthony. I have autism, so forgive me." And I'm like, "Why are you saying forgive me?"
Aww.
I was like, "You don't need to be forgiven. You don't need to say forgive me." Yeah, if you want to tell them that you have it so it's a better understanding, yeah, but don't say forgive me. But, I like the confidence that he has. He's building so much confidence and stuff like that. And that's what our kids need. They need confidence. They need to know that they're just different a little bit, but we're all the same inside. And that's all that matters. So thank you for being on. We appreciate you. We wish you nothing but success. I'll be following on the outside, listening to all your shows and everything. And I hope when your next book comes out, you come on. And if you really want that golf book, I think you should do that golf book.
All right. Sounds good. You'll be the first one to get a copy. Okay?
And you know what? We can give you some insight. We could be those things where you need the background. You could hit us up. We'll give you all the information you need.
All right.
All right.
Good.
Thank you, Amanda. We appreciate you and your time.
Thank you. God bless.
God bless.
God bless. More Biggs Golf Talk coming your way right after this.
Still using an old golf GPS watch? It's time to upgrade to ShotScope. ShotScope isn't just a golf watch. It's a fully automated golf performance tracking system on your wrist. ShotScope gives you access to over 100 tour-level statistics. Get putting analysis, short game breakdown, even find out how far you're booming your driver. All data is captured automatically by the groundbreaking ShotScope golf performance tracking system. ShotScope, the ultimate golf watch. Find out more at shotscope.com.
You'll hit it squarer, sweeter, straighter, and longer. I love the look of them, and with the extra width, they're the most comfortable golf shoes I've ever worn. They're called squares, and once you've played a round in them, you won't want to play another round in anything else. These completely new performance golf shoes will improve your stability and balance. And it's been proven in science. Balance equals power. There you go. To feel good and play my best, I wear squares. Now you can wear them too. Just go to getsquares.com to find out more. That's getsquares.com.
Go for warmth. Go for beauty. Go for a show. Go for flavor. Go for perspective. Go for love. Go for tranquility. Go for thrills. Go for color. Go for good. Go for Puerto Rico. Go now.
For more information, the website is discoverpuertorico.com.
Hello, this is Santi Martinez from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and you are listening to Big's Golf Talk Podcast.
Welcome back to Big's Golf Talk right here on Native Family Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and don't forget about your Amazon Music app, or you listen to Amazon Music on your computer. Well, we are available on Amazon Music as well. Big John Quick along with the golf father Bill Cuevas, and this segment is sponsored by Squares Shoes, the distance shoe. Proof, not promise. Learn more at squares.com or getsquares.com. That's SQAIRZ.com. Bill, the Golf Father, this is our first show, for full show, because we had the point experience the last few weeks and everything else, but back to the regular format. And as we come back, wrapping up our Michigan trip was Mackinac Island, our last day of our Michigan tour.
Well, last 2.5 days on our tour was Mackinac Island, and boy, was it! You know what? That 2.5 days went too quick.
Yeah,
it went really quick.
We needed more, but we've been invited back because we only seen a part of the island.
Yes,
our next visit back, we'll see the other part of the island.
Yeah, there's so much that we didn't get to do. But it's exciting. And, something to look forward to in 2021. We got to get back there and share more love. It was one of my favorite spots that we've ever gone to visit.
Yeah, absolutely. So. It's talking about unwinding, unplugging, and
goodness.
just no cars. You had to worry about emissions.
I almost didn't mind sometimes not having a phone signal.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. If it's what we do for a living, but I didn't miss it.
The only time I really had my phone with me was to take pictures for,
that's what we did. And we took we took a lot of photos, but unwinding and not having any commitments to do any stuff that we normally do, always having to do an interview, calls here, meetings there.
Right.
It was just such a laid back, but yet fast paced, slow paced, everything. It took us back into time, but yet we still have all the future amenities that we need out there. It was perfect.
And I'll tell you what, if you've never been to Mackinac Island, it's certainly a fascinating place to travel to, not just for golf. And we did cover the golf aspect of it, but just a vacation destination.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you love Fudge, there's Fudge, on the island.
Fudge. Who loves you? Were like a little kid in the candy window. You just looked there. You were drooling. We were our very first one. They felt so bad for you. They came over and gave you a sample.
No, it was, not only did they have Fudge, but I'm a big brittle guy. I love peanut brittle.
We chowed down on that brittle.
Yeah.
I don't know which one it was because I didn't even know that they made different ones based on nuts. So they had all like almonds, they had pecans, and there was a third one. Cashews. And we tried one of them. It didn't last very long. That bag got killed before we got back to the lilac tree up there. So it was a good experience. And watching them make the fudge, I've never seen that.
And that's the other thing. So a lot of people don't relate to visiting Mackinac Island for an overnight. But yes, they do have resorts on Mackinac Island. And one of the great hotels that we stayed at was the Lilac Tree. And Bill the Golffather Cuevas, you want to talk about a true island atmosphere of a hotel?
God. Absolutely.
It was just a beautiful, beautiful hotel.
You walk out, and it was weird, but my biggest fascination with that hotel was the elevator. I absolutely love it. I've never seen an elevator. Well, I tell you, I was like, dude, I took pictures. I was sharing it with everybody.
I don't know how many times you've walked past the elevator and said, Bill, it's right here.
It's right there because it looks so beautiful. It looks like it looked like a door.
Yeah.
It looked exactly what they painted it to be. And I was like, I just loved it. I loved the whole environment. I love walking
and the
out.
shopping and a lot of food.
And you know what? One thing that we did here was that was not negative, but sort of negative. Oh, I hope you like the smell of horse. That was a fabrication. And I lived in New York where we had cows and horses up north, and you would smell it 2-3 miles away. There is nothing. It wasn't like that. I didn't feel that way.
You know, the other thing too is they were very quick. I mean, the street cleaning people came out there, all throughout the day to clean up the messes from the horses and things like. But I'll tell you what, if you've never taken a horse carriage for a taxi, that's an experience too.
Man.
It's probably something that would have taken us 10 minutes to drive.
Not even that long. Come on.
It took us 40 minutes on a horse and carriage.
And it was beautiful.
But it was beautiful.
The whole entire view that we went. And the only reason it took us that is because we shared a cab with 8 other people that were going to the golf course where we were at. But 35 minutes out of your life is well time out there.
And yes, they do have what they call luxury horse and carriage.
Yes.
Kind of a limousine type.
You could get the limousine in black. Yeah, if you're really, bougie.
As a matter of fact, I bet you our guest right now that's on the line right now probably has a luxury horse and carriage.
Well, I'm pretty sure he had, or a luxury bike.
Yeah.
Because that's the other mode of transportation there. So let's get to our guest so we can get more of the stuff, because this guy has everything on that island.
Well, he really does, and all of the facilities that he really operates, we actually been to Boomer Ice Cream, the Pink Pony,
and it wasn't
Murdoch's
intentional.
Fudge.
We
didn't know.
No, we had no clue. We were just walking around, dabbling and everything, and then we found out that the same person was part of it. So
we found that out at the Pink Pony.
Yeah, and we're like, we got to have him in. That's why you had that rum runner. But
Yeah.
you had a special rum runner.
I had I had a floater on top.
Okay, that's what it was. Yeah, I think it's the island specialty. But we'll have our guest that's coming on tell us about that.
And trust me, it cost
me.
I
know. You I never. I mean, that was the first time you had one drink and you were like yeah, go to bed.
Joining us on the Tito's Handmade Vodka phone line is Bob Benser. Joining us on the phone line right now, and he actually has the Pink Pony.
Yes.
He has Boomer Ice Cream.
Yes.
He has the Lilac Tree.
Yes.
But wait, that's not all.
No, he has another hotel, too, that we didn't visit.
Yeah.
But he has another one. He can tell us about that.
And he also has Murdoch's Fudge.
Murdoch's Fudge. And he has that remember that big bowl of ice cream you ate?
Yes.
That's his.
That's what I said, Boomer Ice Cream.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that. Testing. Is my mic on? Yeah.
Is your headphones on?
Is my headphones on? I can't hear. Okay, yes.
Bob, welcome into Big's Golf Talk, my friend.
Hey, guys, thanks for having me on. It sounds like you've had a rum runner this morning.
Well, sir, we're nonstop. We just keep going.
Do you guys home deliver or studio deliver?
Yeah, if you could deliver it to the studio.
I hope I can keep up with your energy level here. But, yeah, Mackinac's a great place.
Yes, it is. It's a great place. It's a great destination. And all the resorts that we actually visit, surprisingly enough, when you visit other resorts, they're all talking about Mackinac Island. We went to Treetops. We went to Boyne Mountain.
Oh, did you know Mackinac is this far away? Did you know Mackinac is this?
And the thing is, and that's during interviews. They're like, no, people that come here, we want them to go visit Mackinac Island. They have a great time. Go for it. I mean, they were really pushing, Mackinac Island and everything that it has to offer. And now we know why. Because we were like, well, maybe it's good for a day trip. And they're like, no, you want to go overnight. Pack an overnight bag. Go over there. Spend a couple of days. And I could see why, because we were there for 2.5 days, and I don't think we scratched the surface. You know what I mean? So there's still a whole plethora of things that we want to see, the museums, the fort, everything, and more fudge.
So, Bob, how long have you been on the island?
Well, I pretty much grew up there. I 5, 6, 7 years old. I summered up there. Originally from Grand Rapids, but my dad got started in 1955, so I'm really second generation. So, yeah, I've grown the business for sure, but he's the one that started it. So I have 3 sisters. They're, involved in the business. Especially this year, I had to bring some of my sisters. That one was retired, like superintendent, so she helped out at Murdoch's Fudge because I've lost a lot of employees just because of the COVID and everything going on. But as it turns out, it was actually an okay year, okay season on Mackinac. But, yeah, I've been doing it for a long time. My first job was at General Motors out of college and did that for a few years, and I thought, well, I owed it to my dad to at least check out the family business. So I've been doing it for a long time now, but it's an interesting place.
And I got to tell you, we were out there, and there was no shy of tourists out there when we were out there. But then again, the horse and carriage taxi driver was telling us that, that's not busy.
No.
They get even busier than that.
Yeah, they said you guys get a lot busier. There's a lot more foot traffic. We saw a lot of families. I mean, that's what I love. There was kids everywhere. And remember, there was like a trail of maybe 8 kids riding their bike behind their parents. It's an amazing experience. It's like taking you back into time. And while time slows down, it still goes too fast while you're on the island. So if that makes sense. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where else in the world do you call for a taxi and a horse and buggy shows up?
Yes.
You know? It's pretty cool.
I think it's better than cool. And it's inexpensive.
Yeah,
it's
they have zones.
Yes.
They charge by zones.
No, it's very inexpensive. Yeah. We saw a lot of people that own bikes that were riding the bikes from place to place. They had and the thing was, they would just leave the bike out in the street.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. There's nothing about worrying about theft. I think I saw 1 or 2 policemen out there walking. One was on a bike, and the other one was walking. We saw the substation when we drove up to the golf course. It's very, very relaxing. And you don't have to worry about anything out there. You really don't.
No, you don't. You just park your bike, anywhere downtown, and you really don't lock it. Once in a while, I guess a bike not even gets stolen; it gets borrowed. They'll borrow it. Leaving Horns Bar, the Pink Pony, to go to Mission Point, but. As locals, we can always find where a friend is or a certain person by where their bike is parked.
We visited your Pink Pony, right? And I think I got this amazing jerky from this gentleman that decided to share out of the blue, and I believe he was your brother-in-law. He was yes. We had a great experience with him.
Ryan Irish.
Ryan Irish. Right. Yeah. Ryan, he's my brother-in-law. He's an avid golfer. And,
yes.
He's a teacher and coach, and he actually jumped in this year and started. He didn't make fudge, but he stirred and learned to slice. So he was huge. I called him the Walmart greeter. Everybody that came in is like,
he was.
Come on, mom, have a piece of fudge. You got to try it.
He was amazing. He was the one that we met, and we had no clue who he was or anything. He was infectious with his happiness and joy and smile as everybody was doing it. And then we happened to see him over at the Pink Pony. And he had some jerky with him, and he decided to share it with us. And he was like, "You guys have to have that floater with the
rum runner."
Yeah, rum runner with a floater and everything. And before we knew it, 2.5 hours had passed. Biggs wasn't able to talk like he normally does. And lucky for us, the lilac tree was mere steps away. It really wasn't a long walk. I was going to call for a cab, but I figured it'd be okay to walk at that particular point.
And it was raining that night too.
Yeah, oh my God, yes, it did. Yeah, it did rain that night. So
you guys hung out on the lower bar there, the patio bar.
Yes. Yes,
right.
that's where we got to stay. We were thinking about going outside, but luckily we didn't. We stayed inside because that rain came out of nowhere.
Okay.
And so we kind of lucked out. We did practice. I mean, it's amazing the way they do the social distancing there and everything. It was like maybe it was 3 or 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us. But the way everything is set up, we were still able to have our table and people sit at the bar and still be able to communicate comfortably, following all the guidelines. So we appreciated that.
So I actually have a question, and I know we're talking a little bit about Pink Pony, but I want to get this story in before we run out of time. Fudge. Fudge on Mackinac Island seems to be a staple. What's the story about Mackinac Island and the fudge?
Yeah, it's the fudge capital of the world. It's our only export. We export a lot of fudge.
Mm-hmm.
We send it all over the country. But it goes back to 1887.
Wow.
What's that? 133 years when the Grand Hotel was being built.
Mm-hmm.
So Mr. Murdoch, Henry Murdoch, and his wife Sarah, she was a kind of a chef type and a confectioner, and Mr. Murdoch, was a professional sales for sailboats. So they hired him to do the awnings at the Grand Hotel. So they came up, moved to Mackinac, and then Mrs. Murdoch, Sarah, started this little kitchenette, a little lunch place, but she also, featured fudge as her dessert. And then she did that in the back room. And then as time went on and Northern Michigan became, the tourism destination that it is, started to move that process, the fudge making process, out to the front window, as you guys saw when you were there. But yeah, we go back to 1887. We've been doing it for a long time. I have some stores out in Martha's Vineyard, same Murdoch's Fudge stores there, and that's really the main thing that I do, or we do. So yeah, it's but as you saw, there's like 15 stores there, but like 4 companies. You know what I mean?
Yes.
4 or 5 companies. So.
Yeah,
But they all do it well. I'll say they all do it well. We like to think we do it a tad better.
Yes, we'll agree with you.
We use all natural ingredients. Most of our products, are from Michigan. We got to buy fresh, pecans from Georgia, and walnuts from California, and chocolate from Belgium. But other than that, the sugar's from Michigan, the cream, the butter, all of our packaging, the maple sugar, the maple syrup. So yeah, we try to keep we keep it all natural.
Well, I got a question for you. Besides the wonderful stuff that you had there, we were told about this amazing mixed bag of popcorn, and it wasn't there at the time when we got there. So, but I think we know somebody. So when it does go back into production, we really need that.
Yeah, it was weird. We do a great homemade caramel corn and cheese corn, but we just were short-staffed this year, and I had to cut some things out. But we do that. We do taffy, and I didn't even offer that, but it's still been a good year. Basically focusing on fudge, and then I think you guys tried the peanut brittle, cashew brittle, pecan brittle, which I like that better than the fudge. I love the brittle.
Oh, I love the brittle. Oh my God,
the brittle did not last.
and I'm not trying to insult anything. This is a compliment to the fudge, but I cannot eat fudge without a glass of milk.
No, not yours. That's the first thing he said. Hey, where's the cow? I need a fresh cup of milk. It was so rich.
There's nothing like double chocolate with a nice glass of cold milk. That's for sure. I put a little bit in my coffee. I sometimes put a little maple in my coffee. It just kind of changes it up. You get a little sugar, and there's lots of ways to use fudge. You can put it in cookies or whatever, but it's the big deal. It's one of the things you do when you go to Mackinac Island, which, as you guys know, there's tons to do. You were there for 2.5 days, and you still have a ways to go to see it all. So hopefully next summer you'll come back.
You'll have to join us for a drink when we do get back there, okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was off island. I'm back and forth a little bit, but usually there. So I was bummed to miss you guys.
Now, you have the lilac tree, which is yours. That's where we got to stay. You have another hotel. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so I'm the co-owner of the Lilac Tree in the Chippewa Hotel, which, the Pink Pony is, inside the Chippewa Hotel.
Yes.
And then another little bed and breakfast called the Cottage Inn. It's 11 rooms on the back street, which you guys are probably on the back street. We call it Market Street. It's a cute little street. It's not as busy
we
as
walked it
downtown.
Yes,
and we have a new Mackinac house. I did that actually with the guy that owns Dowd's Market, Andrew Dowd. He and I are 50-50 on it's called the Mackinac House. It's a boutique hotel. So that's been good. It's been last year was our first year, but we really only had a half a season in. So this year, we had 2/3 of a season in, because the island didn't open till the 3rd weekend in June because of the plague here.
Yeah.
But So, but all in all, you guys touched on it earlier. The island was pretty COVID free for the most part. We've had a couple of cases here recently, but really, you saw the density there. But I guess it's partly because you're outside. You're on bikes, you're walking, but you're outside, not inside so much. And when you were inside, you socially distanced, you wore your mask, and we asked, obviously all of our employees to do that, and we trained them. So we really felt fortunate to get out in the summer, without much incident.
Mm-hmm. No, I think you guys did a great job. There's a lot of people, even the ones that were riding bikes and just walking in the streets, walking on the sidewalks. They were still wearing their mask. Everybody was adhering to, going. I would dare to say going above and beyond, because most places when you're outside, you don't have to wear it. But when there was a lot of people that were wearing it. There was a lot of courteous people, respecting boundaries. We went into a lot of the shops. To look at all the different things that were there and get some nice trinkets to bring back home. But everybody was following the rules. And like I said, there was nobody policing it. Everybody was just doing it, which is kind of really, really cool. The experience from going on the boat, checking in, not having to bring our luggage ourselves to the Lilac Tree. It was delivered there for us, and then they'll pick it up for you and bring it right back to the ferry when it's time. Everything's stress free. I thought that would be a more stressful experience, being that everything was like going back in time.
Especially with us lugging,
Yeah.
golf clubs and our luggage and
our
our equipment.
Yeah, so we had a ton of stuff because we did a live show.
Right.
But it was so easy. It wasn't difficult at all. I dare to say that it was actually easier to do a lot of things, less stress, which was huge when there's no stress involved, because everybody knows, okay, your cab might come in 10 minutes, it might come in 15 minutes, you might make a 30-minute trip. It's like time doesn't really matter at that particular point, which I really enjoyed.
No, it is. It's a time when you go to the island, you definitely decompress. I mean,
Yes.
you really don't check your phone as much. You don't, you're not thinking about work or whatever. There is something about the island, the bikes, the kids, the clip-clop of the horses. I mean, you do feel like you go back in time, and we certainly have great cell service if you need it, but we try to encourage people to, relax. So
I think one of the best times we had was when we sat by Boomer Ice Cream, while you were eating that ice cream, and we sat on those white benches outside.
watching.
We were just people watching.
Yeah.
good people watching.
Yeah.
And horse watching. you know?
Yeah. We but the thing was, like, what we do is because of what we do, we're still in kind of like work mode. And when we go to certain places, resorts and everything, I want to check out the people. I want to see how they're interacting. I want to see what kind of fun they're having. I want to see if the kids are having fun. I want to see if there's miserable people in the crowd. And that's
we
just
kind of listen too, because
yeah,
we listen
you have to
conversations,
happiness.
Right.
If somebody has a complaint, we like finding that out, because we want to give the most important information that we can. And honestly, I don't think we've came across anyone that complained about
negativity.
None. And not even from the employees.
Right.
And usually you'll find somebody that's disgruntled or unhappy. We talked to a couple of the horse, I don't know what they call them, but the people that ride, what are they? The drivers, I guess they call them, for the horse and carriage. We spoke to several of them. We spoke to people along the way as they were walking. We did it all, and nobody was disgruntled. Everybody was happy. Everybody was smiling. I absolutely love it. I'm looking forward to coming back in 2021. I want to stay at your other place. That's going to be my goal.
Well, touching on that, a lot of people come over for the day, and that's great. Spending a full day there. It's a pretty busy day, as you know. But the big thing about Mackinac, the beautiful Grand Hotel, 400 rooms, but there's another 1,000 rooms that are available. Other resorts, other hotels, other B&Bs. So that's one message we like to get out there, because Mackinac, as you guys found out, takes on a different feel, a different tone at night.
Nighttime,
it's a
yes.
different island
Oh,
at night.
yes.
So you
Yes,
haven't really
it did.
experienced it until you spent the night.
Well, the thing is too is the last ferry is like at 8:30 p.m. and I'm telling you, there's a whole nother life on the island past that time.
And we've talked about that on 3 shows already, that people need to stay after that. I mean, this is the one time that we get to communicate with you, but we had a whole show from Mackinac Island, and we tell people they need to spend at least a night, at least 1, 2, 3 nights, and that at least stay there so they could see that afterlife. When tourists start leaving and everybody else starts unwinding, that's when everything comes alive. Everybody thinks it's alive, but that nighttime life is totally different. I loved it.
Yeah. There are a lot of great dining options. You can take, as you guys know, you can take a carriage up into the interior of the island, the woods, Stonecliff. You go by horse and buggy. You can walk out around the island there and see the Mackinac Bridge in the sunset, which the Mackinac Bridge at night is amazing, all lit up, the upper and lower peninsula. And then there's lots of entertainment. The Pink Pony and Horns. We didn't do as much entertainment this year just because of the COVID. But normally it's kind of rocking till 1, 2 in the morning. But it was a little bit more subdued this season. But normally the Pink Pony, Horns, and some other bars downtown, lots of great live entertainment.
Yeah, we were told at the Pink Pony that when it's hopping and they got live music going on, there's not even elbow room.
No, it's you're packed right in there.
And we're looking forward to that for you guys for 2021.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think.
Yeah, we'll be back in 2021 for sure. It'll be hopefully back to normal, and Mackinac will be Mackinac, and everywhere else will be back. But it's tough for the pony to rock when keeping social distance and all that stuff. So we really cut back on the entertainment, and it wasn't quite the same. But you guys could get a feel for kind of the energy at night.
Oh, we had a lot of energy. We had so much energy that we're gonna make the phrase that pays this week.
Hold on.
I got to hold. I'm holding. Ready?
Phrase of the week.
Pink pony. The phrase that pays will be pink pony.
Yeah. You guys go in the shop? You go in that little Pink Pony shop?
No, we didn't know you had a shop.
Oh, you missed that. Yeah, right on Main Street. It's just like our 3rd year. It's pretty cool. It's it's kind of a Big Pony's been voted the most iconic bar in Michigan, and it's just the name, as you guys just said, and it's just a cool spot. But we sell, great place for cool merchandise, cool swag. So, yeah, I'm surprised you missed that. It's right at the end of the building.
No, we won't miss it next time.
We're not going to miss it next time. You failed somewhere along the line that he had a floater. It was raining, and we needed to get him home. He was floating along with his
floater. The rum runner and the floater.
Yes, so that was that.
Bob Benser, thank you so much for joining us here on Big's Golf Talk, and we're looking forward to seeing you again out there. And next time we'll have you on our live show out there.
And I'm going to harass you in the future because I need some of that caramel, the popcorn, because I need that.
We'll get you guys making fudge. All right.
All right.
I love that.
Look, you made it. You should see the smile on his face. It's perfect.
Thanks, Bob.
Great talking to you guys.
Absolutely. Thank you, Bob.
More Big's Golf Talk coming your way right after this.
The Caddy Daddy Claw Golf Glove is a golf glove that lasts 3 to 5 times longer with an exclusive non-slip silicone grip. The Claw Glove features maximum flexibility and grip, amazing airflow and comfort, lasts longer than leather, machine washable, and free size exchanges. Get a grip on your golf game today when you wear the Claw Glove.
The Claw Glove has men's and women's sizes.
Learn more about the Claw Glove and other great products from Caddy Daddy Golf at www.caddydaddygolf.com.
Have you ever seen a tour pro line up a putt with a dirty ball? No way. A clean ball rolls accurately, and accurate putts mean lower scores. The solution? Ready Putt. It's the putter cover reinvented. Ready Putt has a patented ball cleaner that's made to absorb and retain water. All you need to do is add water, and it remains wet throughout your round, giving your ball the perfect shine. It also has a magnetic surface to hold your ball marker and divot repair tool. Let's say you switch putters from round to round using a blade, mid-mallet, or large mallet. Ready Putt Original has you covered. Look, putting is hard enough. Accurate putts start with a clean ball, and a clean ball starts with Ready Putt.
For more information about Ready Putt, visit ReadyPutt.com. That is ReadyPutt.com. Clean it and sink it. The United States Golf Challenge, sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka, is searching for the country's best two-player teams to compete against an international field in the 54-hole Ryder Cup-style event, known prestigiously as the International Kings Cup. The International Kings Cup is played in remembrance of golf's greatest ambassador, Mr. Arnold Palmer, whose honesty, integrity, sportsmanship, and commitment to excellence represent the ideals for which the game of golf is known. The road to the Kings Cup begins with a national qualifier. Two-player teams compete in an 18-hole qualifier playing best ball using net scoring. For more information, to sign up, and to find a national qualifier near you, their website is usgolfchallenge.com. That is usgolfchallenge.com.
Hello, this is Santi Martinez from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and you are listening to Big's Golf Talk Podcast.
This is Big's Product of the Week. Each week, Big John and the Golf Father select a golf product to feature. Here is Big John Vick and Bill, the Golf Father Cuevas, with this week's Product of the Week.
And Big's Product of the Week is sponsored by the U.S. Golf Challenge with Tito's Handmade Vodka. Check out the usgolfchallenge.com and check out bigsgolftalk.net or .com for the latest news, what's happening with the U.S. Golf Challenge, especially when they're partnering up with amateurgolf.com to host a qualifier at Bandon Dunes. And Bill, the Golf Father Cuevas, we had a chance to talk about that a little bit earlier today.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for them. We're starting to grow bigger places, much nicer places that we could imagine. We went from one-day formats to two-day formats, 36 holes. It's going to be explosive for 2021.
Absolutely. So check out usgolfchallenge.com and bigsgolftalk.net or .com for more information about the U.S. Golf Challenge and that partnership with amateurgolf.com. So looking forward to that and looking forward to seeing what that comes about.
Yeah, there's a lot of events coming. They got a lot of good stuff coming for us.
Big's Product of the Week is the OnCore Golf Vero Golf Ball. OnCore Golf, obviously a big sponsor here on Big's Golf Talk. Appreciate their partnership here on Big's Golf Talk over the last few years and everything else. But they have come out with the Vero ball, and Bill, the Golf Father Cuevas, I don't know what it is because this ball was meant for tour players with that high swing speed and all that stuff. However, my slow. I think I swing 85, 90 miles an hour.
I don't even think it's that fast. I think that's upping it just a little bit, but it's okay. I mean, you're putting the mechanics behind it. So yes, and I saw you playing with that Vero ball even yesterday when we played.
Yeah,
and you are getting, much further.
I didn't play a whole lot of good golf.
No, you did
yesterday when I was out, and then I said, I'm going to break out the Vero ball and I want to see what I'm going to do in the last couple of holes. And I was hitting it straight. I was getting 5 yards more than what I was doing with the Avant, earlier in the day. I'm just shocked by it. I mean, now that I've tried this Vero ball for a few times now, a few rounds, knowing that it was for a higher swing speed, I'm going to play that over the Avant.
Maybe the mechanics behind it, when you overswing, like you try to do, when you extra swing, maybe it's a good thing with that ball. Maybe that's what you are failing at in the other balls, because you overswing and now you have a ball that's made for a little bit higher swing, and you're trying to go at it and you are getting the better distance and even a better trajectory from what your normal ball is getting.
Well, join us on the phone line right now. Talk about the Vero ball, because we have yet to have them on the show to talk about it. It's been out for some time now, and I'm sure they've received the feedback that they're looking for and can talk about it now. Bret Blakley, one of the founding partners of OnCore Golf, is joining us on the phone line. Bret, welcome into Big's Golf Talk, my friend.
Thanks so much. Always good to be with you guys.
Always great having you on the show. Now, I'm going to pose that question to you because I kind of talked to you about it during the commercial break, but I'm getting 5 yards more in straighter shots than I am on the Avant ball. And any idea why that could be?
Yeah, I mean, so just to kind of step back and take a bigger picture, I mean, as you know, we do try and create or have created our own technology and innovation in each of these. And the thing that we've been leading with and created is a full suite of perimeter weighted golf balls. So with the Avant that you've been playing, which is, just a two-piece, low compression, the way we create perimeter weighting was an oversized core. With the Elixir is when we introduced the high-density particles in the mantle, which created a true perimeter weighting and was obviously a tour ball that's won gold multiple times. And it's not just people that played the Avant, it's people that played the Elixir, which was our highest, performance ball to date prior, that have played the Vero. Now they're saying, I mean, I literally never thought that a ball would outperform the Elixir, and the Vero is doing that. So the reason it's going further than both the Elixir and the Avant, and even though you have a slower swing speed, is because the innovation outside of maintaining those high density particles like we had in the Elixir, those are in the Vero. But we also added a fourth layer, a nano layer, a transitional layer. So what that means is that transitional layer is meant to enhance and exploit the energy transfer that happens between club face and ball when you strike it. So even though the Vero is built to withstand and perform at the highest possible level for tour level swing speeds, 110, 115, 120, it doesn't matter, because even at your slower swing speed, you still want to have the most amount of energy from your 70 mile per hour, your 80 mile per hour, your 90 mile per hour swing speed. You want all that energy to transfer from club face into the ball and then react off that and, create that trampoline and springboard effect. So that would be what I think is probably creating the biggest difference for you, is that you're getting every bit of mustard out of that 50 mile per hour swing speed, Big John?
I do like that. Yeah, that's more accurate. Maybe 51.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you this about the Vero. And it seems to me that it's really a great ball and all that stuff. But now, currently, it's only in white. Is that right?
Yeah.
Any chance you're going to come out with other colors? Like you do with the Avant and with the Elixir?
Yeah, I think that's going to be down the road. I think we'll probably schedule that in for 2021. We haven't made a full determination on that yet. We have been getting requests, of course, especially people that have played the colored golf balls in the past of the other two versions. So it would be nice to offer both. Our approach with the Vero has been kind of unique in a lot of ways. For one, we spent 3 years trying to create something that was demonstrably better than literally any ball on the market. And that's the feedback we're getting, and that's what our testing data shows. I mean, we take it out to golf labs, put it under any condition, and it's outperforming everything we put it up against. And, we're putting up against the best. So part of our thing was, we don't really want to discount the ball. We don't really want to, bastardize the product in a sense. And, it's been an interesting, couple of years for OnCore, because we have continued to grow and really gain a reputation of innovators within the space.
Mm-hmm.
Yet we're also trying to grow our customer base as fast as possible. So, we've always tried to make the golf balls affordable, but we've probably over discounted here and there. So we're trying to find ways that we can still offer added value to our products without always having to, downgrade it, perception wise from a price point standpoint. And of course we have our loyalty program and everything like that, but that doesn't mean that adding colors for the Vero would do such a thing.
Right.
It's just that those other requirements, and because we are selling so many golf balls of all three now, that requires a lot more inventory to be purchased far ahead of time. So I think we wanted to see how the Vero did, and it's exploded, just kind of like what the Elixir did for us, which really took us to the next level. The Vero's done the same thing for us. So I'm sure new colors will be in the forecast. We have begun discussing that probably for spring of 2021.
And some exciting news as well. You have a new investor with OnCore Golf, currently a running back with the Dallas Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott is now an investor with you guys. Well, how did that come about, and how important, or how does that feel to you guys to have such a superstar on your team?
Yeah, well,
especially being a Buffalo Bills fan.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. So Josh Allen was the first one, who right now is already playing at MVP candidate level of the league. I mean, he's just taken the NFL by storm, which is awesome. And he was our first, big name, and the local tie was great. Me being a Bills fan was awesome. Ezekiel Elliott, you would think would have come from maybe Josh reaching out to him, or, some sort of likelihood there, but it wasn't. It was it's a guy that we've been working with in New York that has access and was able to present the OnCore opportunity to Zeke and his people. Zeke has become more of a recent fan of golf, and really during this COVID thing, he couldn't go in and get the lessons like he used to. And we've created this Golf Boost app, which we're still developing and tweaking and improving, but using artificial intelligence to create at-home instruction. It's really groundbreaking innovation that we're bringing again in another area. Now this is in golf instruction. And so that's how he first found out. He started taking lessons and using the artificial intelligence in this app to help him learn how to swing better throughout COVID and everything. And then, of course, we got some golf balls out to him, and he fell in love with them. And the guys that are teaching him, that he plays with, they're like, these balls are legit. Like, this is nothing short of impressive of what they're doing. So, we were able to present the opportunity, and, both in Josh and Zeke's case, it is one thing to have an influencer. It's another thing to have an investor. And, these guys are both paying us with investment in equity. They want part of the growth of this thing, which makes it really special. And of course, in both those cases, we tied sales of custom logo balls to charities that are, specific to something that they've been working with. So that's been a really fun endeavor too. And it doesn't hurt or make it any less unbelievable every time I see a text from Zeke pop up on my phone, or a text from Josh, or go to play with him. I'm just like, Andy Storm, like, you gotta be kidding me. So my dream is that the Cowboys and the Bills face off in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. By the way, can you just call Josh and tell him to talk to the defense? I have your Bills defense just because of you. I had the Bills defense in my fantasy league, and they didn't do so well last week. Can you tell the defense to kind of tighten it up a little bit there?
I am. So that's it's been a topic of discussion in Buffalo radio, because the defense has been what we've been leaning on, and now we're this like crazy offensive team. I'm not worried about them though. They have all the same players. I think they just need a few games to get some things ironed out. But don't worry, you'll be happy you picked them.
All right, so I should hold on to it for a little bit, huh?
Hold on.
I'll hold on to it for a little bit. Let's talk about 2020, this COVID time, this pandemic. I mean, a lot of people, I would say 90% of this country want to forget about this year of 2020. Where does OnCore Golf stand with the 2020 year? I mean, how good has it been? I mean, you have a new investor. You have a new golf ball. It seems like golf, period, the industry of golf has been thriving through this pandemic and through this COVID. You know, people are taking up golf because it's a natural social distancing sport. Where does OnCore Golf stand in the 2020 era?
Yeah, I mean, you nailed everything. There was a lot of uncertainty. It was really scary when it first happened. We had no idea what was going to happen. In fact, we were supposed to start our third round of financing at that point. Of course, that went out the window because nobody was investing when we didn't even know what was going to happen. And what did happen is a lot of people that were used to buying golf balls in pro shops were now looking online because pro shops were closed. We got a lot of new customers because of it. We've had 6 months straight of record sales for the company. We're positioned now to start our third round, which we expect not only will it be staggeringly by a long mile our largest raise to date, but we think that it's going to happen the quickest. Because of what we've been able to do over the last 6 months, we are really positioned and primed to once again take the next level. But man, I can't say goodbye to 2020 quick enough. I think everybody, it all started with the death of the Mamba. And I was just like, man, this is going to be a bad year. Kobe's gone. And it just trickled
who would have
down
known?
from there.
It's really bad.
I think everybody's looking forward to it. But luckily for us, being a direct-to-consumer focus, we've been able to survive and thrive throughout it.
Yeah, and it's been fortunate for a lot of golf. I mean, it seems like fitters right now has benefited from this thing, so much because people are just brand new taking up golf and everything else, and have never been thought about taking up golf, but they have been. Golf ball companies, online merchants, online, it has been booming and all that stuff. You talked about an app that you are doing, and one of the things that kind of comes to mind is when you were at the Tour Edge media event back in January, and they labeled you as a technology company. Obviously, you've been known for your golf balls and everything else, and you have a press release out for OnCore Buffalo. Obviously, hopefully that's still going to happen. But obviously, with what's happening this year, like you said, investors have slowed down their investing and things like that. Do you guys still consider yourself a technology company first, and then everything else behind that? Because it takes a lot of technology to go in your golf balls that you guys look to.
Yeah, I think that was a realization and kind of, I guess, ideological pivot that we made. It wasn't even that we made it. It's that I guess that's what we always were, and it took a while to recognize that. The product we sell are golf balls. That's the thing that we're known for. But the foundation of it all has always come from technology. We never once came into the industry and marketed or sold a golf ball that we didn't build from scratch. That cannot be said for a lot of the companies out there.
Not at all.
So I think, we wanted to own that. There are companies that can be the cool company. We're fine with if we're not the coolest. We think we're pretty cool, but we want to show that technology is cool, and it's cool because it makes you a better golfer. It makes the game of golf more fun. It expands and grows the industry, and it allows us to affect the game in a multitude of ways outside of just selling products that we know are best in class. It's allowing us to help with instruction. It's allowing us to create better junior golfers in golf programs, and it's part of the reason that we have high profile names. I mean, those two are just a start. I'm telling you, our investor list is going to look like an all-star team. From all sorts of industry, from all sorts of sports and golfers included. I mean, it's because they're seeing that we are more than a golf ball company. They're investing in us because they see the bigger picture. They see that this is a tech company, and tech is hot. People like to invest in tech.
Yeah.
We've just been able to figure out a way to make that a sports-focused business.
Well, it sounds like you guys have a lot going on, and you guys have a lot of technology going on, and I'm looking forward to having you guys back on to talk about the app once the app has been released and all that stuff, and everything's been tested. Feedback, obviously, from the Vero has been tremendous. You got one guy here, you know, just not a sponsor here, but I'm an actual golf ball user. I use that Vero, and you know, we test a lot of balls here on this show, and I'll tell you what, man, that Vero is the real deal. Bret Blakley, thank you so much for joining us. By the way, say hello to your father, will you please, and say hello to Steve for us.
I definitely will. You bet.
Thanks so much for joining us here on Big's Golf Talk. We wish you guys nothing but the best of luck and continued success with OnCore Golf.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Be well.
Well, that does it for us here on Big's Golf Talk, and until next week, for Bill the Golf Father Cuevas, for Amanda the Golf Diva Robertson, I'm Big John Quick. Until next week, everybody.
You matter.
It's Saturday morning. We're gonna play golf. The wife is moaning. We're gonna play golf. The kids are all screaming like someone's gonna die. The grass needs mowing, it's 2 feet high. But the boys are cold, so we're gonna play golf. Golf course, here I come. Play golf. It'll turn you lazy. Play golf. It'll make you crazy. Something strange happens to your brain when you take a big swing at that little white ball. It don't matter if we win or we lose. Even birdie par and double bogey too. The boys are calling, so we're gonna play golf. Nice shot, Arnold. In-laws are coming over. We're gonna play golf. The smoke alarm's beeping. We're gonna play golf. Forecast is calling for all kinds of rain. Preacher man says we ought to be ashamed. The Lord have mercy, y'all. We're gonna play golf. Whoa, where'd that come from? Play golf. It'll turn you lazy. Play golf. It'll make you crazy. Something strange happens to your brain when you take a big swing at that little white ball. It don't matter if we win or we lose. Even birdie par and double bogey too. The boys are calling, so we're gonna play golf. Lucky putt. We don't always act like we should. We wanna play like Tiger Woods. The boys are calling, so we're gonna play golf. Play golf. It'll turn you lazy. Play golf. It'll make you crazy. Something strange happens to your brain when you take a big swing at that